This is Gnome Prisoner, my one chunk Iron Man, and today I'm finally escaping the Gnome Stronghold. At the start of the year I logged my account to the Grand Tree, and since then I've spent 720 hours, a full month of in-game time, completing all kinds of tasks with the goal of completing every chunk in the Stronghold. Today I will leave the Stronghold for the first time since I've made the account, and I have no idea what awaits me. Maybe I'll get a death chunk, maybe I'll get something truly amazing, who knows what's out there. But before I can leave the Stronghold, I need to leave the Stronghold. Let me explain. When I made the account, I allowed myself one exception, which is that after I complete all Stronghold chunks, I get to leave my chunks to complete the Grand Tree quest. The Grand Tree quest will unlock the Gnome Glider system, and my hope is that the gliders will lead to a way more interesting chunk progression. Let's get started. Here's what I would say, but first I have 2 woodcutting levels to show you. Or rather, 1 woodcutting level. I lost level 92, but here's level 93. Okay, now let me quickly go do the Grand Tree quest. And there we go, quest complete. Level 14 magic, without ever casting a single spell. And now I can freely use the glider system and I can finally roll my next chunk. Let's go. And here we are on the chunk picker. Let me quickly go over the rollable chunks. Chunk 1 is the entrance or for me exit of the Stronghold and only has a single task in it. Chunk 5 has no task, but it is the most dangerous chunk because it makes Barbarian Assault rollable. Chunk 2 is White Wolf Mountain and only has a task involving a reward from the Gnome Restaurant minigame. Chunk 4 is on Karamja and has a few easy diary tasks and a level 75 firemaking grind on the bonfire, which means a harshly reduced XP rate per log. Chunk 3 is north of Al-Qarid and has the same firemaking task, except with the tinderbox and normal XP rates. In addition, it also has a thieving and a mining grind and a few item requirements. And that's all the available chunks. There are 2 more Gnome Glider locations, but Feldep Hills only becomes available after I complete another quest, and the dig site is one-way travel. The dig site location will become rollable as soon as I have a consistent way of returning to the rest of my chunks. Alright, let's roll. I don't even really have any favorites. But if I had to choose one, White Wolf Mountain would be the one. Here we go. We will go to Stendarpos. Welcome to White Wolf Mountain. It's cold up here, and besides snow and a pack of very aggressive wolves, there's not much here. As such, there's only a single task in this chunk, and that is to equip Runite bolts at level 61 ranged. These bolts don't even drop from a monster in this chunk, no. Instead, it's a possible reward from the Gnome Restaurant minigame. You see, so far I've only been able to do the easy deliveries with destinations inside the Stronghold, but with this chunk, the first hard delivery location becomes available. These orders require the player to travel all around Gilonor to deliver food to various gnomes that are scattered across the world. In exchange for the increased distance, the tips I get are now more than just money. There are a lot of different rewards, and this is where I will get the Runite bolts from. The problem is that there are 20 different delivery locations that I only have access to Captain Bleemage, who is the Gnome Glider captain on top of White Wolf Mountain. This is going to involve a lot of RNG, and the only silver lining is that I've already maxed out the reward token. With the maxed out reward token, I can immediately request a new delivery if the one I got is not doable for me. This is a pure RNG grind. It could be over in a few minutes, or it could take days or even weeks. Oh well, the earlier I get started, the earlier it's done. Let's start my new job as an Uber Eats driver. Alright, let's try getting our first job for Captain Bleemage. Okay, I can just do this again and again. It was so worth it to max this out, this little reward token right here. I just need to spam my way through the dialogue now. Yeah, this is going to take a moment. Finally! I've been spamming this dialogue for more than 10 minutes now. imagine how bad this would be if I didn't max out my token and had to wait 5.5 minutes for every order. There we go. At least the delivery part is going to be easy, but if it takes 10 minutes every time to get an order, this could become very annoying very fast. Here we go, first delivery. And I get a bird's nest as a tip. Huh. So I'm gonna have to do that a few times. The runite bolts I'm after are classified as a rare drop, whatever that really means. It just says rare on the wiki. Alright, second order for Bleemage. Way faster. Only had to spam through like 6 orders or so. The pineapple punch. Easy enough. Let's go. There you go. And... oh, I got a snapdragon. Is that that's a clean snapdragon? Oh, that's interesting. If I can get clean herbs from doing this, that means I can get clean herbs for the random event that lets you exchange herbs for potions. Order number 3, a blueberry special. I need to buy some alcohol. Please give me something good. 10 sapphires. Alright. Order number 5, a pineapple punch. Here's your drink, sir. And I got, well, a single uncut diamond. Alright. Order number 7, a drunk dragon. Bleemage is a really heavy drinker, huh? Alright, Mr. Bleemage, or Captain Bleemage, I'm very sorry. Here's your drink. And those are adamant balls. Damn it. Order number 9, Bleemage wants a fruit butter. Easy enough. Come on, Captain. Please give me the loot I require. Rubies. Whoopsie, I accidentally paused the recording for order number 10. It was a vegetable batter and I got more rubies as a tip. That little man just does not give me what I want. Yes! 23 deliveries. I got the runite bolts. Alright, I got them. Now there's one small problem. I need 61 range to wield them. I wouldn't have that problem with arrows, but bolts needed, and I only have 55 range. It shouldn't take too long, few hours. Let me just quickly grab my ranged stuff, and then I'll go kill some terror birds or something. Alright, see you with a bunch of ranged levels. 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61 range. We are done. We can now wield the runite bolts. Let me just quickly kill this terror bird and then go back to the bank. Alright, here we are, but before I equip those runite bolts, I have a little mystery box to open. I did get another Quizmaster event. Still looking for a steel plate body. It would be such a huge defensive upgrade. Please, can I get a steel plate body from this? No. Nom 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 nom. Anyway, let's equip those runite bolts, and that's a chunk task complete. And also the White Wolf Mountain chunk complete. And now let's go back to the chunk picker and see where we go next. Here we are back in the chunk picker. Not much has changed, but there are some new rollable chunks. I've added chunks 8 and 9 because they do have a few tiles in the stronghold I can walk into. Around White Wolf Mountain, the chunks 3 and 5 just unlock some more areas on the mountain. Chunk 4 on the other hand is a big one, as it allows me to leave the mountain and go to Catherby, and Catherby has a lot of tasks. Aside from that, everything has stayed the same, so let's roll my next chunk. I'm not even sure which one I would really like. Yeah, I don't have any preference. Let's go. Okay, well, this is corner content, but hey, let's take a look real quick. This is the Aranda Gate chunk, but there's nothing to talk about yet as I only have access to a tiny corner of it. I will talk about the rest of the chunk once I actually have access to it. As you can see, there's not a whole lot I can do with this. There's a whole 3 tiles I can now stand on. So yeah, corner content. Anyway, let's go back to the chunk picker and maybe get an actual chunk. Here we are, nothing has changed, no new chunks are rollable, we can't go beyond this gate, we can't reach over here, so everything stays the same, and we're just gonna press this roll button again. Well, that didn't take long. This is the Joral's Outpost chunk, also known as the Gnome Stronghold Gate chunk. Let's first talk about the chunk itself and then talk about the now accessible Aranda Gate chunk. The chunk itself doesn't offer that much. The only task stemming from this chunk is to obtain a steel dagger from a hobgoblin. This chunk is also relevant for the Making History and the Morning's End Part 1 quests, but I'm not starting either quest for a long time. Moving on to the now accessible part of the Aranda Gate chunk. This is where the main part of this chunk grind is going to be. The most notable tasks in this chunk are 75 firemaking and obtaining a curved bone. Aside from those 2 big tasks, I also need to get a red cape from the goblins around Aranda Gate, and I also need to get a long bone and a giant key from the hill giants. Let's start off easily by checking how bad firemaking really is, and then I'll go get the easy monster drops. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. Alright, here's the first inventory. Let's see how this goes. $13 XP, huh? Well, there's 2 firemaking, 3 firemaking, 4 firemaking, 5 firemaking. And that's the first inventory complete. So a full inventory of logs barely got me to level 5 firemaking. If I had a tinderbox, a full inventory of logs would have gotten me to level 10. Yeah. 6 firemaking, 7 firemaking, 8, 9, 10 firemaking. 3 inventories of normal logs got me to level 10. Just for context, if I had a normal tinderbox, I would already be level 17 and would have moved on to oaks. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 firemaking. I can now burn oak logs. This is about to get a whole lot more AFK. So now I can just bounce between these 2 oak trees and don't have to run around like a crazy person. And there's 25 firemaking. I think I will take a break from firemaking here and go get some of the monster drops I need. Right now, a poll just passed that had a question about if the XP per log for firemaking on a bonfire should be changed to be the same as with the tinderbox. So I hope that in the meantime this update gets implemented. Alright, let's go kill some hobgoblins. Level 42 hobgoblin, here we go. I need a, funnily enough, 1 in 42 steel dagger drop. Alright, first hobgoblin. Limpet Root. I mean, I'm gonna need that for if I ever unlock Herblore. Coins. Coins is also nice. I just wish they would drop more coins. Chaos Rune. Can I use Chaos Runes yet? No, I cannot. The quest did put me to 14 magic, which lets me cast Fire Strike, but I still have no good source of Mind Runes. Theremin Seed. I don't remember what farming level that is, but that's not bad. There it is, Steel Dagger. Didn't even take that long. I only had to kill 10 hobgoblins. And that is my best in slot magic weapon. That is a chunk task complete. Wonderful. I guess that means I can move on to the next drop. And that means I'm going to be killing these goblins for a red cape. That is a 1 in 128 drop. And there's 3 goblin spawns around here, but right now I don't see them. There's 1, there's 2. There should be a 3rd one. It is true that there are 3 goblin spawns here, but I noticed some odd things about this area. Specifically about the walkable tiles. There are actually a lot less walkable tiles around the gate than it might look like. While killing goblins, I noticed that there are some very restrictive invisible walls around this place. Some of them make sense, like the hillside in the northwest. Others make no sense whatsoever, like here for example. Can you see the boundary? Me neither. So I got curious and mapped it out with some tile markers. Here, have a look. And here it is from above. As you can see, these boundaries make no sense and don't really follow the geography. This didn't make sense to me, so I looked into it. Aranda Pass and the gate were added along with the Regicide quest back in September of 2004, just a few months after the release of RuneScape 2. Before this update, there were some pretty steep hills where the gate is today. The walkable tiles I found make a lot more sense with the steep hills of 2004. And even after the gate was added, the hills in the area in front of the gate were still a lot higher than they are today, and the walkable tiles still made sense. It wasn't until July 25th, 2019, with the addition of Song of the Elves, that the hills were flattened but the walkable tiles weren't adjusted along with the geography. All that is to say, there might be 3 goblin spawns here, but only 1 goblin is actually accessible to me. So just know that every time I kill this goblin, I have to wait for it to respawn before I can continue looking for that red cape. Jagex, please fix. A hammer. Well, I don't have a hammer yet, I think, so I'm gonna keep that one. A single nature rune. That's a 1 in 128 drop that could have been the red cape. Hey, mind runes, I can now do magic. Oh, I got the bronze scimitar. That's also a 1 in 128 drop, but not the one I need. Oh wow, I got a grimy guam leaf, which is a 1 in 256 drop. All I want is that red cape, man. Dwarf weed. Oh, let me check the drop rate of that. That is a 1 in 2731 drop. Still no red cape though. I got the literal rarest drop on the table except for the champion scroll, which I can't get yet because I don't have the champion skills. That's insane. Another guam leaf. Another 1 in 256 drop. Still no sign of the red cape. Renar weed. That is a 1 in 744 drop. Still no red cape. There it is. There's the red cape. All is well in the world. It only took, let's check, 297 goblins. And now I finally have a cape. Perfect. That is a chunk task complete. And now all I have left to do is firemaking and killing hill giants. I will start by killing hill giants and hope that Jagex will implement the XP per log change before I'm done with them. As soon as they do that, I have no problems doing the firemaking grinds anymore. Now I need to decide how I want to kill the hill giants, melee or ranged. I think I will start with melee and see how that goes, how hard they actually hit. First, hill giant kill. Here we go. They're not very strong, are they? Iron arrows, big bones. The big bones are going to be nice. Finally, some better prayer XP. Just need to be careful not to accidentally leave the chunk. Onion seeds. Oh, that's... Isn't that level 1 farming? No, that's level 5 farming. They also drop potato seeds, so... I will have to do farming as soon as I get an allotment patch. Law runes. Interesting. I'm sure there could be some use for those. What's the drop rate on herbs for hill giants? Let's see. Haralander is 1 in 167. Catentine is 1 in 585. I already got an unreasonable amount of herbs for the not even 300 goblin kills I did, and apparently that luck is now just continuing. They also drop mind runes, so I can keep stockpiling those. I also got a Rana Weed, which is a 1 in 112 drop. Avento, that's 1 in 390. Like I said, I am getting very lucky with herb drops. I don't know if that's good or not. A Rana Weed. I keep saying it, the herbs just keep coming. That's a 1 in 212 drop. If I ever get herb law unlocked, those are going to be very useful. Spirit Leaf, that's a 1 in 292 drop. Very nice. Hey yo, there it is, giant key. First of many, as they say in the clan chat. I don't even know how to pronounce that one, but that's a 1 in 468 drop. Cool. Oh wow, a second giant key. Nice. Giant key number 3. 72 strength. 52 prayer. Can now use smite for all that PvP I will not engage in. There we go, longbone, just over drop rate as well. It's a 1 in 400 drop. Very nice. That's a chunk task complete, and now I only need the curved bone. This might take a bit longer. Or it might end with the next skill. Who knows? Oh, that tooth half of a key is a 1 in 5461. That is rarer than the curved bone. Giant's key number 4. Longbone number 2, just a little more than 100 kills later. Very nice. 72 hit points and 88 combat. Giant key number 5. Another giant key just a few kills later. I think I'm going to stop showing every single giant key drop for now. It's getting a little repetitive. I'm still going to show the occasional drop, and when I do, I'll show the total amount on screen. Alright, about to get kill number 1000 here. Let's see if we get anything. No, now just another Iron Felhelm. I've killed 1,000... Excuse me. I've killed 1,000... Excuse me. I've killed 1,000 hill giants today, and I think I'm gonna take a break here and come back tomorrow and continue this hill giant extinction event. Day 2. Time to kill some giants. First giant kill of the day. Do I get lucky? First bone right here. Nope, not this time. 73 strength. Fun fact, did you know that control clicking somewhere like this while run is turned off will still make you run? Or if run is turned on, it will make you walk. Apparently this has been a feature for a long time. 53 prayer. Longbone number 3. Longbone number 4. This one is well below rate. 74 strength. Not many interesting drops today. Still looking for that curved bone. Hey, giant key number 12. Alright, this is kill 2000. No luck today either. No curved bone for me. This is the end of day 2. Welcome to day 3. I only have a few hours today, so let's get started and see how many giants we can murder today. Here we are. Let's get the first kill, see if we get something very lucky. I believe I'm overdue another longbone by now. Not lucky on the first kill. Let's see if we get lucky on any other kills. Oh wow, a rune javelin drop. That's a 1 in 5,461. Rarer than the curved bone and completely useless. Kill number 2500. Not a whole lot that happened today, except for the insane rare drop of 5 rune javelins. Other than that, it's been a very quiet day. Alright, day 4 of causing hill giant extinction. Let's see if we get lucky on the first kill. This is kill 2501. Any luck? No, not this time. 54 prayer and 89 combat. Very nice. 75 strength. A nature talisman. That's the first one I've seen here. Oh, that's a 1 in 1820. Neat. 73 hit points. Longbone number 5. This one is very overdue. I've gone almost 1400 kills without getting one. I just noticed something. A while ago I used a random event lamp to increase my Slayer level to 35, but I didn't input that into the chunk picker until now, and now I have a little bonus task to do. Obtain and wear a Witchwood icon. Simple enough, I can just buy that. Let's do it. Neve, trade with me. There we go. Obtained it and wear it. This is my best in slot neck. Chunk task complete. Back to killing hill giants. Giant key number 20. And this is kill number 3000. Statistically speaking, the chance of getting a curve bone within the first 3000 kills is around about 45%. Unfortunately, I did not get that. We just had a system update, but unfortunately it did not include the XP per log change. So instead, let's start day 5 of hill giant killing. Alright, little giants, be good today. Give me good loot, give me the curved bone. That's all I'm asking for. First kill and potato seeds. Well, what can you do? Longbone number 6. Less than 100 kills into the day. Maybe today is my lucky day. 55 prayer. We can now use the prayer preserve and wield the spirit shield. I think preserve is probably the most useless prayer I have ever seen. 76 strength. Still no curve bone, but at least I'm getting stronger. Look at these muscles. Killed one more than I wanted, but that's 3,501 kills and the end of day 5. Day 6, let's do the customary first kill on camera and then see if I get lucky. Surely kill 3,502 is going to be the one where I get lucky, right? Here we go, first kill of the day. Anything lucky? Nope, just some coins and bones. Alright, back to the usual. I missed the actual kill, but finally I get a new drop. I got nothing interesting for the past 300 kills, but now here's an uncut diamond. A 1 in 2,731 drop from the gem drop table. At this rate I might finish the entire drop table before I get the curved bone. Giant key, what is it, 28? Very nice. And there is kill number 4000. And still no curve bone. Day 7. Here we go, first kill of the day. Do we get lucky? No, it's just some potato seeds. Oh well. Guess we're going for drop rate. Oh wow, a second nature talisman. I was kinda hoping the next one would be a chaos talisman, just so I can have more completion on the gem drop table, but I'll take a duplicate. 56 prayer. I might not be getting that curve bone, but at least I'm getting some decent prayer levels. And level 90 combat. 77 strength. That's a new max hit. Oh wow, a long bone. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Let me see, when was the last one? Yeah, the last one was like 1400 kills ago. $74 hit points. And that's about the only thing that has happened for the past 400 kills. Not a single interesting drop. something finally happened. A second uncut diamond. It's been almost 500 kills since the longbone, and that's the last drop I got. No keys, no longbones, no curved bone obviously. Not even anything relevant or interesting from the gem drop table. And with this kill, I have now killed 5,013 hill giants. No curved bone. And 1 in 5,013 is exactly the drop rate, so now I can officially say that I'm dry on my curved bone. Day 8, feeling great. Let's shoot for 6,000 kills today and get that curved bone. First kill of the day, here we go. Hill giant, you're gonna fall. You're gonna have a little accident. No curved bone on the first kill. Damn. Oh wow, after 600 kills, another longbone. Yay, another longbone. Still way dry on longbones, but at least it's catching up now. Giant key number 36. That might sound like a lot, but with the amount of kills I have, the expected amount is around 39 or 40. So I'm dry on that, I'm dry on longbones, and I'm dry on my curved bone. A second tooth half of a key. That's another 1 in 5k and something drop. Rarer than the curved bone, again. And it's also a duplicate. I would have preferred the loop half. Oh, holy shit. Just a few kills later, I get the loop half of a key and a long bone in one kill? The odds of that are insane. Damn. Still no curved bone though. 78 strength and 91 combat. 57 prayer. Holy shit, there it is. Curved bone, curved bone, curved bone, curved bone, curved bone. I'm done. It's done. Finally. 5,886 kills. Holy shit, that's done. Yes. That's a chunk task. Complete. That means the only thing I have left to do is 75 firemaking. I was almost hoping this grind would carry on until the XP per log change comes around, but at this point I don't know when that is. And here's the final loot from 5,886 hill giant kills. I got multiple drops of every single seed and herb on the list. 37 keys, 10 long bones, pretty dry on those to be honest. I got all the available loot from the gem drop table with the exception of the chaos talisman, but I did get 2 nature talismans, so that kinda makes up for it. And I got that absolutely insane 1 in 2.1 million kill, where I got a long bone and the loop half of a key in 1 kill. I really can't complain about this. And now, all that's left is woodcutting and firemaking. Yeah, so the last clip you saw was about 3 weeks ago at this point. They've done multiple rounds of Pole 84 updates, and the log change is still not in the game. Now Yama has released and they seem busy fixing stuff around that, so at this point I just have to bite the bullet and start training firemaking at 1/3 the normal XP rate. And I just know as soon as I start doing this, the next update is going to have that change just to annoy me. Please save me. Starting the grind strong with 26 firemaking. 27, 28, 29, 30 firemaking. We can now use willow logs, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. There's only a single willow tree around here and it's a bit of a walk to the north. $40 firemaking. 45 firemaking. Maple logs. I can now burn maple logs, if only there were some around. Nothing like tending to a fire you're currently standing in. 50 firemaking. Can now do winter tots, which I would absolutely love to do because the next 25 levels are going to be extremely slow on this method. 52 firemaking. I can now change a light bulb. I didn't realize it was that difficult. 55 firemaking. Holy shit, I wish I had my replay buffer on. I just got the beaver! Chat's going crazy. Hi beaver. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? First skilling pet achieved. Some people do bonus rolls when they get a skilling pet. I need to think about if I want to do that, now that it's actually come up. This is my first ever skilling pet on any account. Still got a lot of firemaking to go, so I guess I'll just get back to it. Following up the beaver with 56 firemaking. Not as interesting, I guess. Don't mind me, just getting 57 firemaking with my beaver. 62 firemaking. These levels are getting slower and slower. Soon I'm gonna get like 1 level a day, if that. But tomorrow's Wednesday, so maybe I'm lucky and they will finally implement the XP per log change. Well, would you look at that. As soon as I decide to bite the bullet, start the grind, and just not wait for this change anymore, that's when they implement the change. Look at this. 60 XP per log. Sure, the time between logs is longer, but this means less wood cutting. And since I already got the beaver, who cares? This is only positive. 63 firemaking, and there's most definitely something to report regarding the XP. So, Jagex said the XP per hour would not be affected by this change, but I think that only applies if you already have all the logs and you're standing in a bank adding logs to a bonfire, instead of what I'm doing, which is alternating between chopping and burning. I've spent an hour chopping and burning oak now, and as you can see in the top left, the XP per hour has changed quite a bit compared to what it was earlier. The fact that I now only have to spend 1/3 of the time chopping to get the same firemaking XP has absolutely increased my XP per hour. Not just increased, it has doubled. 65 firemaking. Well, here's a little change of pace. 94 woodcutting, the first woodcutting level of this entire firemaking grind. 69 firemaking. Nice. 72 firemaking. Well, would you look at that? After weeks, I finally got another Quizmaster random event. I'm still looking for that steel plate body. It would still be an amazing defensive upgrade for me. So, please? Well, I guess I was asking too much. Back to woodcutting. 73 firemaking, almost at 1,000,000 firemaking XP. 74 firemaking, just one more level to go. Alright, here it is, the big one. 75 firemaking. I can now burn a magic log. Let me clear out my inventory and then get a magic log. Alright, here we are. The moment this entire grind was for. Yay! Chunk task complete. Firemaking really is the most useless skill in the game, isn't it? But hey, at least I got this little guy out of it. Hey, Gnome, please get out of the frame. Like, this is so rude. Yeah, this little guy. As for what comes next, let's take a quick look at the map. Let's mark this off. All of these chunks, 11 rollable chunks. One of those will be the next one. Not everything has tasks, but some chunks, looking at you chunk 8, are very dangerous to roll because they give access to something very, very long. But that will happen next time. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.